So here's what I'm doing. And, everybody, hey, this is Randy Out of Bridge. What I'm doing here is, reviewing TikTok and some of the ways that we can use TikTok to make big bucks. All right, so TikTok to big bucks. Now, one of the things that I'm noticing is that when it comes to the stuff that you're interacting with, the fun stuff on there, right? I found myself on there last night for about 30 minutes. Now, get this, 30 minutes going through different things, seeing silly stuff, seeing cool stuff, seeing all kinds of stuff. The main thing is that what I found is that you will laugh at things that you wouldn't normally laugh at. Right? We had I think there was a couple special needs people on there, and they were doing stuff, and it was funny, right? There wouldn't have been another circumstance where you would laugh at a person with special needs, right? But they're on there, and they were, having fun, and they were doing their thing, and gosh, it was funny. So I think that allows you, because TikTok is just an opportunity for you to get on and do stuff like that, it also then becomes an opportunity for you to go, you know what, if that person had some specific content that I thought was interesting and I knew some people that I could connect them with, now you have a chance to monetize that, right? And you guys hear me talk about this all the time when I'm talking in my Monetize Your Life series. I'm talking about this all the time. This becomes that opportunity, right? So, as you're figuring out TikTok, whether it's, think about it, if it's any social media deal, right? Whether it's Instagram, it is about being consistent with your engagement. It's about coming on there and saying, hey, look, I got a couple things to say. What do you think? And then doing it over and over and over again. This is what I'm finding is one of the biggest things, and this is how I'm going to show you how we're going to use TikTok to make big bucks, right? So as we start going through and we start thinking about the application itself, and we start thinking, okay, now how can I get in? How can I get in? What is the means by which to get in? What will you do while you're in there? One of the first things you want to do is create an account, right? So you can kind of engage with the stuff, right? And see what they're doing already. So you're going to get a framework of what they're doing, and then you're going to see, okay, what are the influencers doing? You can't, of course, assume that just because they have, I think The Rock had 32 million people, but you think, okay, but that's The Rock. Well, that's because he's been consistent with this stuff. And then he's bringing maybe some of his interests over from other areas. But the main thing is he's getting on there, and it's not anything special that he's doing. He's just talking. He's showing some of his movie stuff. He's having some fun. And we want to be a part of that. Well, guess what? You could be fun as well. Why wouldn't we be, a part of what you're doing? I'll give you an example from my own life. Here's something that just happened the past 2 weeks. I've been really, really down. Not mentally down, but I ended up freaking getting a skin infection from a hot tub, right? I'm not going to tell you the name because, we may, the hot tub place and I may have to have a conversation. But here's the thing. I mean, just all over, it was just bad. If you've ever had the measles and you've ever felt like that, that's what it felt like, right? Now imagine being an adult and getting the measles-like stuff, right? So all over your skin, you're swole all up and it's just bad. But here's the thing. During that time, because I earn my money online, because I do the things that I do online, I was able to still work. I was able to get up. I couldn't sleep, number one, so I was able to stay up and produce stuff. Even when I was at my, because it was itching really bad, right? Even at my itchiest, I was still able to produce something, right? Now, in this particular case, what I'm doing now, I'm just getting over it. Literally, it's been, the 7th day on the antibiotics, and it has been super, super, super tough, I'm telling you. But now I'm reviewing TikTok, right? Because, you look at me, I'm in my robe, right? I just got up, got my, little jogging hookup on, you know what I'm saying, get a little exercise in, but then I'm literally in my robe at the house making this video, reviewing something that's already created. Now, I want to show you this because what it does is show you that we can take things that are already created and start creating ourselves, right? Now, this is why I'm doing this video for you guys, is that what we want to end up doing is, using something like this. We're going to review this, right? And then we're going to give our perspective on it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take some time to think where the things that you read about, right? Or you're figuring out, I'm all over their website. I'm looking at the things they're doing. I'm looking at the influencers. I'm looking at people that are, using TikTok in interesting and fun ways. And then I'm saying, how can I now connect products that I have, or services that I have, what can I create from what I'm seeing, and then I'll put that out there. So what I've decided to do is I'm creating a book called How to Use TikTok to Make Big Bucks, right? TikTok, I don't know, two T's and BBs, right? Two T's and BBs, that sounds interesting. But that becomes a part of what happens creatively, right? Now, quite frankly, because it's brand new, you may have a lot of people out there asking questions about TikTok, right? So what I'm going to be doing is creating these content pieces and saying, okay, here's something that I noticed that you might be able to do. Now I'm bringing in my business experience, right? Bringing in experience from having worked. And then saying, here's one specific thing that you could do that might help you earn some money from TikTok. Right? And then I'm going to release that. I'm going to put it on my website. I'm going to, do a YouTube deal. I'm going to do, I'll probably put it on, I've got a couple of YouTube channels, so I'll probably put it on one of the YouTube channels. And then I'll release it as maybe like an audio, right? So what I'm doing right now, doing a little content, using the audio. So now you'll have 2 to 3 pieces of content that you can now go out there and start saying to folks, hey, listen, I've done this thing. You might like it. It's brand new. What do you think? Pay me a couple of dollars for that? And there it is, right? You've created your content. Now with me, today is Sunday, right? I've decided that for the next couple of hours before I go get, wings and a brew, that I'm going to do this. I'm going to look into what I'm, learning about TikTok, putting it, just pieces together, and then probably one of the techniques that I like to use is, I like to say, if I had it in Keynote or PowerPoint, how would it look? If I had this in Keynote or PowerPoint, how would it exactly look? What could I actually create from the idea and put it in a small setting as if I'm going to do some kind of presentation, right? Now that sometimes takes you the day. But once the day is done, you've got something created. I'll give you an example. Last week I was doing a workshop. And last week was the first day of the workshop, I should say. It was on email marketing, but I was using a twist. I was doing email marketing using story, right? From Donald Miller's book, Building a Story Brand. And what I did was I just mixed in pieces of what Donald Miller talked about, right? Or I got inspired by some of the things that he was talking about. And then I put it into my thinking, created I got 30 slides. I'm going to end up having 90 different slides for the 3-day workshop. Did the workshop, got paid for the workshop. Now here's the key part. Taught some folks what I'm doing. Showed them what I was doing. And I'm telling you, what ends up now coming out of that, or what's going to end up coming out of that, is some really good possibilities, right? Because now you have the content. Now you've shown people how to do some things. Now you have a chance to follow up with them, right? That becomes the power of creating this content. So today, I just wanted to make this video for you guys to let you know that, hey, all is good in what you're going to be doing. You can do it as casually as you want to. You see, like I say, I'm in my robe. I've got the camera going. I've got the material up, right? I'm breaking it down, putting pieces together. And then once I do that, then you'll see the end result. And for you guys, the end result could be, grab the idea that you're thinking about, right? Put just a couple of little pieces in front of you and start saying, okay, where can I get more information? Once you pull that information up, I happen to have, a book. I've got the website. I've got some other materials. I got some things that I'm hearing, things that I'm learning. And then I'm saying, okay, all right, put a really good and interesting title around it. Later on today, what I'll do is I'll create a test website really, really quick. If you're in WordPress, you can, boom, knock one out really, really quick. I use another service that I'll put in the description field. But what you can do then is put it out, see how it looks, test out how it will look in the website, send it out to a couple of folks, see what they say about it, right? Because they may look at it and go, this is garbage. But that's okay. The fine thing about that is that you've now put it into action. And then we're going to grab these content pieces, right? I'm going to grab the, the YouTube channel, put the link in, put it up as a something, drive traffic to it. Now listen, I'm going kind of fast, but these become how you can now create your pieces of content and place those pieces of content somewhere. That's the key part. It's no sense in having content if you're not going to end up placing them somewhere and then being a benefit to folks, right? So I'm going to place this content on the website. I'm going to, and it's just going to be a one-pager, right? It's probably be a one-page website. I'll have some pieces of information up there. Then I'll have some links to some other things that you now can grab from what I'm talking about. So this will take you over to maybe the audio. This will take you over to maybe a very, very short course that I'll put on for like $4 or $5. You see what I'm doing here, right? This is all I'm telling you. Again, I'm in my robe. I'm just chilling. I got up. I'm getting over, illness. Tell me, if you've got all your capabilities, right, or even some of your capabilities, right, you can do some of the same things too. This is why I want you to be encouraged today. I want you to hear what I'm saying to you. Understand that I'm saying these things to you because I want you to get going on this. I want you to get started. Here's my call to action for you now. Get started on these things, right? Take the pieces that I just told you. Just simply told you, right? You see, there's no rigmarole. There's no, pomp and circumstance. There's not, the beautiful backgrounds and the green screens. None of that. It's I got up, I did the video, right? I am maybe 15 minutes from having gotten up for the day because I was not feeling well, right? So I slept in. Typically, I was up, really, really early in the morning. I'm typically here, but what I'm doing now is I'm saying if my body needs to heal, I'm saying let it heal, right? I'm saying get the rest. I'm not even dictating to my body what it's going to do. I'm literally saying I'm going to take my, my pills and I'm going to, drink my water and I'm going to do everything I can to get as well as I possibly can, which would typically eat into the times that I'm doing other stuff, right? But what we're doing is blowing past that and we're saying, okay, because of the way I earn money, because you do it online, because you have flexibility, because you can do it in your robe, you now have the opportunity to do what I'm telling you to do right now. And that is grab those pieces of content, start asking questions out of them, break them down into really small parts, and then we're going to reassemble them. All right, you guys, now the challenge then is to you guys to get started on doing your piece. Let's come back together, see where you are, and I'm going to show you how to add those pieces up so you can now start driving some income. Sound good? All right, we'll talk to you next time.